Okay, how about that? Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? We need to make sure Skype caller is also not, or Skype active is not muted. They're okay. Anyhow, I've messed that up totally. So we should be good to go. Welcome to our post-show roundup. With me tonight is Jolly, my right-hand man. How you doing, Jolly?
Good, great.
Great. Also here tonight is Numidius.
Hey there.
Hendrosa from this morning. Hendrosa, wrong shot, honey. Nope.
Look at all those
one
people
of them.
who claim to be Hendros. There's only one real one around here.
Yes, how are you doing?
Doing good. Thanks, Jay.
Okay. And you don't have chat on your window for some reason. Okay. And let's move on to Soulhawk. How you doing this evening, Soul?
Good. Happy to be here. Lots of interesting stuff to talk about.
Yeah, lots and lots. And last but not least, Joshua.
I'm fantastic. I enjoyed the stream we watched today, and I'm looking forward to talking about a lot of things that they covered that I think are going to be important to our future.
Great. So I think I'll get started with just a couple of cleanup notes. You know, Chris Roberts opened it up. It was very short, and his closing statement was so short I didn't actually get to hear any of it as we were getting ready on this stream. So, you know, he just basically noted how big the community was, that the Twitch peaked around 37,000 viewers, and that they will be uploading, as they have time, segments to YouTube. But stay with us instead, and we'll give you a rundown of everything. Who needs to get a haircut?
Oh, God.
I got a haircut last night, so my hair should not be long. And if you didn't catch it, 3.15 was pushed to wave 1, even though for concierge and subscribers, even though it's buggy as all get out. So, with that said, let's go around the room. Jolly, what were your first impressions on Citizencon 2021?
I thought it was very good. Bear in mind, it's tough to do a virtual con, be the same as an in-life con, but good job on RSI, period.
Yep. Even though they completely missed the mark on their closing ceremonies, which for a pre-can presentation doesn't make any sense. Nam, what are your first thoughts?
In a way, it was refreshing that they just talked about they were a bit more realistic about what's coming. We didn't get any demos of sandworms we're never going to see. The stuff that was talked about and shown is things we can reasonably expect to get in the not too distant future. So
over the next couple of years.
I find that reassuring because, you know, how long ago was that sandworm presentation? You know, I'm glad to see that they're trying less of the wow factor and more here's what's coming.
Yeah. Hendrosa, what were your thoughts on CitizenCon this year? So your first impressions.
You know, I think it was really good. You know, they opened up very, very strong. The only, I guess, really down point for me was they lost a lot, including me. They kind of lost a lot of viewers as they front loaded with all the great stuff, and then they kind of slowly started getting into a lot of technical stuff, and a lot of it was just very dry. It was just very, okay, this is the next part, which I get it, and everything. But I think if they spaced it out, they would have held a lot more viewership for a longer period of time. But the content was great. They got into a lot of good content out there. So
I would make the argument that for technical people like me, some of those technical things laid bare some real interesting nuggets, some of which are kind of scary and problematic. So, and we're going to talk about those today and kind of analyze some of the things that may have been a little bit over everybody's head, just because it was a very technical, dry presentation, but was helpful for those of us that are super technical. Soulhawk, what were your first impressions?
You know, it was a lot of interesting content. Some of the technical stuff kind of went above my head, but for the most part, really happy with the content. I do agree they kind of front-loaded what most would consider the good stuff, and then kind of left off into less interesting things as far as the masses are concerned. But overall, I'm really happy with it, especially for a virtual con.
Okay. And Josh, last but not least, what were your initial thoughts?
So I enjoyed it. There was a lot of technical things that I'm looking forward to some other input on. I think I followed. I think I understood. I was trying to get a few things done around the house at the same time, but I found myself running back the screen trying to make sure I could understand it. I thought for a Citizencon, I would much prefer to have this than to have nothing. And I really hope that some of the things they showed come true rather quickly because they would be that big difference we've been looking for.
I would not hold my breath in that space. I think it's going to be months and years on a lot of that. Okay. So I think the con went really well, and it was very informative, even though some of the information, once we explain it, is probably not going to be exactly what people thought it was. But that's okay. At least we now know where we stand. I think that it was the fact that we didn't hear anything about Squadron 42 was a little telling, and kind of has me a little concerned because I thought, in theory, they should be looking at release this Christmas for Squadron 42, I would have thought.
You would think so.
But when we come back, we're going to go to a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to start going through Life in the Verse with Jolly. And kind of tell you guys what was going on during that segment, which was a lot of cool information and interesting stuff. So with that said, we'll be back here in a couple of minutes after these commercial breaks.